Hello, everyone. This is Tom, your host for Hidden Truths. Welcome to my first live stream for this channel. Anyway, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Let's hope I can get this channel to grow. Like, hey, Carol, how you doing? It's been a while, haven't you? Hopefully, I get this channel to start growing like my other channel was before they put it underneath the prison. Oh yeah, my channel was starting to take off, and they really hammered me hard. Basically, whatever. So hopefully, I don't say nothing on this channel that'll upset them. Anyway, what's this channel all going to be about? Okay, we're going to discuss everything from aliens to Atlantis, Bigfoot to Loch Ness Monster, Nostradamus to Edgar Casey, throwing some time travel, you know, whatever. We're going to have fun with this channel. We're going to try to uh, enlighten people about what else may be out there. Okay. If you don't believe something's possible, then you think we all human beings know everything there is to know right now. There's a long ways we got to go, even when it deals with them. I'm not just talking cryptozoology, but I'm talking physics and all this stuff. We just, like with these drones flying around, what would happen if you found out tomorrow that we were actually like the cavemen, even though we thought we were so advanced? But anyway, um, I'm gonna do my live streams, I think, on Tuesday nights, where I want to discuss current event stuff that fits into the paranormal or phenomenon type situation. And then on Saturday nights, I want to do a subject, uh, whether it be John T. the Time Traveler or Bigfoot or alien abductions you know, or whatever comes out of this drone stuff. But, you know, that type of stuff. Um, Stuff to make you go down a rabbit hole, you might say, okay? That's always nice to exercise the brain and go down some rabbit hole. Um, One thing too is I am I am moving here in I don't know 4 to 6 weeks. I got another place rented, a farm place, and uh I'm just getting out of here and stuff. I realize it's a nice place, but things have to move on, and I want to be able to donate more time to YouTube where I think I can be successful. And you know, plus I tell you what, I've been working my butt off lately, and for my age, it's starting to get old. So anyway, but my studio at the other place, I got a room all that's going to be all set up. It's just going to be my studio, and like I say, I wish I could hit a Spencer's. Do they even have them anymore, Carol? I mean, I don't know where the closest mall to me would be. It's not like where I'm moving is. It's more populated than here, but it's not like anything's anything major like a coffee shop or like a Starbucks or a mall is any closer. So I guess the closest thing I'd be to there is probably Cheyenne, Wyoming. Yeah, I haven't been in a mall since. I haven't been in the mall. The last mall I was in actually was I had a girlfriend back in 1990. Was it five? That drugged me to the Mall of America. Nope, that was enough for me. Anyway, um, but I want to dress the studio up. I want it to look professional and stuff, and kind of fit with the tone of the paranormal and stuff. And is this channel going to do a lot of on ghosts? I don't know. I'm not a ghost hunter and stuff. I believe they exist, but I'll let them stay on their side of the house and I'll stay on my side. So anyway, let's get to the subject of tonight. What is a conspiracy theory and what causes it? Okay. This would be my definition of a conspiracy theory, or however you could word it. A theory from evidence from an event, situation, or phenomenon that the narrative, people in charge, doesn't take into account. Okay. They don't even look at the evidence, they cut some evidence off. Where the public knows it, okay? And, I don't know what politicians think. There are people out here like us that are intelligent and can put 2 + 2 together. And hey, that don't make sense. That don't add up. Okay. So, and people for millennia have been doing this. Conspiracy theories proven wrong over millennia. And we're going to get into that. God, I hope I'm not getting sick. This weather's been crazy out here. I mean, the other day I was out making a video in a shirt. It's going to be in the 40s all week. They're talking Christmas. I mean, this is like 2 years ago, they said we had the worst winter we did in 50 years. Well, maybe we're going to have the best winter we did in 50 years this winter. But I don't know why I got off on that. And not taking, them not taking all that evidence. Yeah, I do sound stuffy. The thing is, I was out on the 4-wheeler for 5 hours today, chasing cows around and stuff, getting beat up. And I mean, in that cold wind, it was, we had a wind today. It's not chilly out, but it's that where it's not really cold. Where I never get sick when it's really cold. It's in that situation right now where it's fluctuating. And when it's, 9 degrees in the morning and almost 50 in the afternoon sometimes. Anyway, it's crazy. It's crazy. Hopefully I'll get to go ice skating here before I leave. But right now the ice it's not for me. But anyway, okay, back to what is a conspiracy theory. Okay, basically it's people putting two together, noticing that the story that the people in charge are giving out doesn't make any sense. And when people are starving for information and they know what they're hearing is bogus, well, they come up with their own theories. Okay, whether it be because they're educated in that, or because they're just really smart and they figured it out, or they just know what somebody blowing smoke up your behind is like, whatever it is. Okay. By the way, what causes these conspiracy theories? Okay, first, lack of transparency and truth. No, I'm not moving out of Nebraska. I'm just like I told you that one live on my other channel. I'm moving down. It's actually a farm place that I rented from 2010 to 2017. And you know what it feels like? It feels like I'm going home again. I just took a really roundabout way of doing it. Okay. I'm really excited. It's just, like I said, we're shorthanded here. It's sun up to sundown. I couldn't go live last night because I was tired. We were running around and I'm getting sick, but it doesn't matter if I'm sick. I still got to go to work. Okay. The cows don't take a day off and we're shorthanded, so I can't stop. But I'm just starting to get too old for this to be at 57 to be working like a 25-year-old because you can't get no 25-year-olds to work. And a 25-year-old, I am working, he's basically being like two people. So, that's one thing. You get older and you look at those young guys and you be like, I wish I could keep up like I used to. Maybe growing old's a conspiracy theory too, huh, Carol? Anyway, but I want to devote more time to YouTube. And when I get my ultralight and stuff, and I can do videos while I'm flying around, and I'm assuming since you just turned 58, yeah. But, I feel I can be successful. And I can affect more people's lives. Unless, like I say, I get canceled again. Anyway, it's crazy what they did to me. Misinformation. They want to keep it safe, right? They want to keep you two safe. But on my other channel, I could get threats on my life and read those comments, but that's not that they don't erase them or kick those people off YouTube. I mean, I can't even get on YouTube under my old email. That's why I had to start this new email up and stuff. They just underneath the prison. Maybe it was that last one I did about, I don't know, did you get to see the one, Carol? Days of infamy are brought to us by our leaders of our country, not by the citizens of the country. Maybe that was the one that finally took them off. Anyway, I'm having more fun with this channel, okay? Because I've always liked the paranormal. When I was in science fair in 5th and 6th grade, in 5th grade, I actually did my science fair project on UFOs and Bigfoot, okay? So I have been interested in this stuff for a while. It's just, going through life, you never have the time. And now that I don't have no kids to raise no more, I'm basically, free as a bird. I can go look for Bigfoot for 2 weeks now. Go out on my horse, out into the middle of the woods and see what I can find. See if I can get lucky and do a run into a Patterson situation. Maybe all of a sudden, instead of drone sightings, we'll start seeing a bunch of Bigfoot sightings, huh? Anyway, all right. Stay on subject, Tom. I tell you what, Carol, when they shut me down, I'm thinking, how am I going to get a hold of Carol? These guys probably wondering what happened to me and stuff. That's one thing about YouTube, too. They do that to you. They should allow you to put one more video on to tell people that actually care about you on YouTube, that don't know about you, what happened. At least give you the courtesy of your last words. Anyway, causes of conspiracy theories. Okay, lack of transparency in the truth. How our governments get in and say how they're going to be more transparent than the last one, and it just comes up more fog of war. Okay, that's one thing. Okay, public not believing the narrative, where the narrative don't add up, and we're going to get into examples of all this. Okay. On theories that were proven right and some of them that haven't been proven right yet. People looking for answers. Some people can regurgitate stuff and not have a problem if it's not the truth or not. And some people like me, and I'm sure you, Carol, if we're going to believe something, we're going to at least research it and stuff. Okay? We're going to at least do our best to find out if it's actually the truth and come up with our own opinion, okay? Anyway, but, looking for the right answers that fit the evidence you're seeing, okay? Lack of trust in the government and the leadership or the people coming up with these narratives, okay? And all I'm going to say about lack of trust in the leadership or the government, this ain't on this channel, but it's amazing how many pardons that the current president has given out. It sounds like a lot of his associates know a lot of criminals. Just saying. That's the end of that. Anyway, denying or disregarding evidence that everybody knows there is. Denying it. Totally saying it doesn't exist. Like when UFOs first started out, swamp gas and stuff. Okay, anything they could come up to sit there and say, hey, you're a dummy. Yeah, we weren't here. We didn't see what you saw, but we're going to tell you what you saw. Okay, we're going to get into that too. People ridiculed for seeing the truth, for trying to say the truth and being, and you weren't going to believe what it's under. There's been so many conspiracy theories. Okay. That's what causes conspiracy theories, because it gets people saying, This ain't the way it happened. So they're coming up with theories, just like scientists come up with. Hey, I want to figure this out. This don't make sense to me, what I've been taught. He comes up with a new hypothesis and a theory. And then goes through the evidence to try to prove his theory, whether it be experiment, whatever. And that's all we try to do. Okay? If the government would just look at it, but we know we're hiding it. So anyway, let's get into some conspiracy theories. Let's go all the way back to the Lincoln assassination. Okay? What's the conspiracy theory there? Well, there's lots of them. But what could have answered some of those questions? Oh, yeah, those missing pages out of John Wilkes Booth's diary. Yeah. I mean, they're hiding evidence. And it was what they happened April 14th, right? And I think it was July already when they hung the people that were convicted, and the first woman to be hung by the federal government, Mary Surratt, by July. So that's 3 months. Well, that's some pretty quick justice. Wonder if they're trying to hide anything there. But anyway, just start there. We'll start with the Lincoln assassination. And then, one of the conspiracy theories there is what Dr. Mudd knew and stuff. I remember back in the 70s, maybe you watched this, Carol, The Ordeal of Dr. Mudd. Then it came out where Jimmy Carter had pardoned him, 100 some years later and stuff. But anyway, that's a conspiracy. What happened to those pages? It was Vice President Stewart, or no, he was who was Stewart? Secretary of State. Anyway, it was an assault on the government. Except who didn't get like Stanton? He was pretty important back then. Boy, nobody came after him. Maybe because he was behind it, with basically not allowing anybody to accompany a military officer to accompany the president. And then, the guard at the door disappeared. It's just a lot. But the answers were in those pages. That's why they got rid of them. Anyway, that's one. Okay. And that's one that we're not going to be able to prove one way or the other. Now, somebody may know the answer. Those pages got destroyed. Okay. Anyway, this is the one where I'm talking about people were ridiculed for saying the truth, no matter what they heard. The Titanic sinking. What was a conspiracy theory, Tom, on that? Carol, did you ever watch Leonard Nimoy in Search of? I remember watching the Titanic episode. And this was back in the 70s, where that Eva Hart, I think was her name. She was 7 when it down, but she swore that ship broke in half. She said it swore it broke in half. Okay. Yeah, In Search of, that was co-hosted by Leonard Nimoy. It's a really good paranormal show. And the best thing about it is from back in the 70s. I mean, they had one on a tsunami. I remember the tsunami one. And thinking, oh, that could never happen. No, they just, I thought it could never happen. And look what happened in Christmas of 2004. But anyway, this Eva Hart she said she swore the ship broke in half. Okay. But the deal was, remember the movie that came, I think it was called What the Band Played On, how it went down in one piece? Because the survivors were saying that it broke in half. And it was something to do with the insurance, where it wouldn't have been covered if the ship would have been broken in half, because anyway, it could have been structure malfunction, because of manufacturing. Okay. So that's why they were drowning the story that it broke in half. All over money. And these people were ridiculed their whole lives, told they were lying. What happened? 1985. Oh, it broke in half. Anyway, yeah. One thing, the Titanic. Conspiracy theory. No, that thing didn't break in half because if it did, we're not going to get our insurance money for it. You know, these people that worship money and are in charge and stuff and are willing to wreck somebody's name and reputation to save their own butt, you know. But the truth eventually comes out, doesn't it? Like I say, keep hammering those conspiracy theories. Okay. Okay, what's another one? Lusitania. I think that was sunk in 1915 by a German U-boat. I heard that they were building another Titanic, but a different name. I heard something about that too. It's supposed to be just like the old one. I heard they were the staircase. Anyway, one thing about the staircase, I know a little bit about Titanic. In the movie with Leo DiCaprio and stuff, the the staircase was made 3 feet wider. I think on each side. You know why? Because people are so much bigger now. I couldn't believe that. Okay. But anyway, you know, let's get back to Lusitania. Okay, it was sunk by a German U-boat in 1950. And Germans were swearing for years and years after they did that because they were just, or was it 1917? I can't remember. I haven't had time to do my research. But anyway, the Germans were saying no. That was hauling contraband war materials to Britain, which the U.S. was neutral, wasn't allowed to do. But the Germans knew or thought they knew that it was hauling contraband. Okay, so they torpedoed it. I think it sank in like 20 minutes. I can't remember. A lot of people died and stuff. But you know, all bad Germans. America wasn't helping supply the war. World War I. We weren't doing that. Well, what happened? They dove the wreck and they found the contraband. The Germans were right. Another conspiracy theory proven right, just like the Titanic. Another conspiracy theory proven right. Okay? Now we're going to get to one that, you know, these people are still alive that were involved in it, so probably not going to hear the truth for a while, even though our government that's coming in is going to say they're going to release it. And that would be the Kennedy assassination. Okay. Anybody who's ever shot a bolt action gun knows that Lee Harvey Oswald was a patsy. Okay. Whether he got a round off or not, I don't know. But anybody who gets hit in the front of the head goes like that. Oh, that's what Kennedy's head did. Lee Harvey Oswald was behind him. And then the magic bullet theory. Okay. You know, I don't know what happened with that. I have my thoughts on it. I do believe Johnson and the CIA had a lot to do with it because they wanted to get us into Vietnam, which is going to bring us up to the next one. That was proven right. And then just how everything was handled afterwards. You know, Kennedy got an autopsy that they would have performed on a bum on the street, and Lee Harvey Oswald got an autopsy that the president should have got. Then the Secret Service was in a chart; they hadn't take the body. That's just something that will always. Let's just say our government's crooked, and they're all stabbing each other in the back. Okay, and whoever gets the most frightening and meanest friends with the most guns wins. Whoever bows down to who the real Praetorian is. That wasn't Kennedy. And that wasn't his brother Robert either. Anyway, the Kennedy assassination, then guess what? Johnson gets in charge, and guess what? We have a Gulf of Tonkin incident that was made up and fabricated, and all of a sudden we're in Vietnam. Another conspiracy proven right. Oh, I forgot I started out with the wrong one. Okay, Gulf of Tonkin, that's another one. But I got to backtrack a ways. I got ahead of myself. Let's talk about the two biggest conspiracy theories before we were well around. The Earth is the center of the universe. People died because they promoted that so called disinformation or that conspiracy theory back then. One more proven right. The Earth is round. One more proven right. Set up the Earth is flat by the church. I know there's still these flat Earth believers and stuff. Whatever. Okay, you're never going to be able. You can't fix stupid. Okay, you just can't. They don't understand astrophysics or nothing like that. Why does everything got to be round? Why does everything got to be in an elliptical orbit where there's no pressure, where all the force is equal on everything? They don't understand that. You can't have that on a flat surface. But whatever, okay? They just don't understand physics, okay? But anyway, and then another one that we're not going to find out the truth in our lifetime anyway. It'll be the 9/11. What actually happened there with Building 7, with what did the government know? How much did they help out, if they helped out, or they just allow it to happen? But, they got there what they wanted afterwards, right? The Patriot Act. But in that, like 9/11 brings me to Pearl Harbor. Is it a conspiracy theory that FDR knew about the attack before it happened? Well, there was a lot of mistakes made in that too. But of course he did. But they needed us into World War II. So they got their effect. These are people. Anyway, and then let's talk about a conspiracy theory that was created by a world leader back in World War II. Stalin created the theory that Hitler may not have killed himself because he didn't want to lose his control, his position. He just wanted that bad guy always out there so he can maintain his position in the Allies. Okay? So that's why he let that persist. But that's where leaders start up a conspiracy to get their needed effect. All right. And now we're coming up to what we're dealing with now is the drones. This is crazy. Okay, the president says there's nothing to worry about, right? But they're having to close down airspace at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. In that airport in New York. Really? Wright-Patterson doesn't have any fighters they could scramble? Like you say, if there were MiG fighters coming in, they would scramble the fighters to shoot them down. But now you're allowed to invade military space? I guess I'm moving back down by the nuclear missile silos. Maybe I'll sit there and have a picnic next to one once. See what happens. You tell me there's nothing to worry about, then tell me what it is. Oh, it's drones, it's airplanes, it's mistaken. Okay. Too much of it looks like Close Encounters of the Third Kind. And like you say, all it brings is the lights we're seeing, is how people in UFO incidents over the last 60, 70 years have described them. The only thing this filling in the blanks is for showing that these people that were having these experiences weren't lying. Our government. Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. You're always lying. I want to tell you guys a little story once about Roswell. And I'll be honest with you. Okay. Jesse Marcel's son. And I saw this after, of course, when I was older. But Jesse Marcel's son was talking about when his dad brought that stuff home. He played with a piece of metal that was like, how can I describe it? It's like Play-Doh kind of, but it was metal. And you may say, well, how do you know this? Because when I was young, I played with it. I remember once, I don't remember where I played with it, but I do remember when I was young. When I was young, I saw a few things that when I was a kid, when you see a big, what you think is a 747 flying about 300 feet off the ground, because you don't think of aliens, and you're waving to the people in the window as you're walking down where I lived in an isolated area. I mean, stuff like that. What was I, 6? But anyway, I remember playing with this metal given to me to distract me because I felt I was excited or something, and they gave it to me to distract me. And I remember playing with this. And then, like I said, I don't remember where I was when I was a kid. I just always remember playing with this thing. I always remember going to toy stores and looking for this toy that I played with that I had so much fun with. This metal that I could just, it was crazy. And I could never find it. I remember talking to my mom once about it. She said, you're crazy. But, that would be, if I had a connection to any evidence from Area 51, and I've seen things my whole life, okay? I got a piece of metal in this eye. Yeah, I went to the eye doctor, and she goes, boy, your lenses, she was at this size. She goes, your lens is really scratched. I said, wait till you check the other eye. This is why I have to wear reading glasses, because my lenses are scratched, not because my eyes are bad. And she looked at the other one. She goes, you're right. And there's a piece of metal in there, and it's healed over. That's strange. And I'll go into one day when I saw 4 of the little green gray bastards next to my bed. I must be open about this. Since you're the only one here, Carol, is I'm a Marine, right? I don't get scared. I'm tough. I was terrified out of my mind. I jumped up I ran on the bed and hit the fucking wall. Ran into the wall because the bed was against the wall. I had a king-size water bed. 4 of them next to the bed. And that wasn't the only incident anyway, I got a long story. This is why I'm so interested in paranormal. This is why I know anything's possible. It's either that or I'm crazy. Okay? Find out something new about me tonight, huh, Carol? This is why I think I'm a lone wolf and I never really fit in. But yeah, I've had a lot of experiences with stuff that can't be explained. That's why I just deal with it. So, anyway, but dealing with these drones, okay? People want to hear the truth. You're shutting down airspace, but you got this drone floating over your house, and you're not supposed to be worried. Yeah, well, I told you that in that one video about being strange. Been my whole life that way. I mean, I'll tell you my first incident when I thought I saw aliens. Okay, and I got that terrified feeling. I was out Washington. This is when I was stationed out Washington State, out on Whidbey Island, and I'd go run at these 2 turn-of-the-century forts that were obviously decommissioned. Fort Casey was one of them. That's where they filmed a lot of the Whidbey Island base in Fort Casey's where they filmed Officer and a Gentleman. Actually, if you watched Officer and a Gentleman, the pool that they showed did the pool training in with uh, the the jet deal and stuff. I was in that pool. That's where I did my flight training, my pool training for being sequel and stuff. And I got to go into that and just, well, Hollywood shows everything. All it does is you sitting there and you hit the water, it flips upside down, just wait for the motion to stop and you get up. The scary part, I'll tell you what, helicopter egress training sucks. Because they do that. Because the first thing, if your helicopter hits the water, it flips over because it's top heavy. And first you sit there and you'll go through a lot of hand over hand, and then you got to do with blindfolds on. Helicopter egress training, but saves your life and stuff. Anyway, what was I? Oh, back to anyway, I was running at another one was Fort Eby. That was just a nice place to run. Fort Casey's where everybody hung out. The barracks were still there and stuff, and the old cannons were still there in the walls, and people would fly their kites there. So it wasn't a good place to run. So I'd go to Fort Eby, which was more desolate and stuff, isolated, and I'd run along the paths and stuff. Well, anyway, I got done with my run and I'm leaving. I come out of turn on the Parks Main Road, and I look down the road, which is about, I'd say, a quarter mile, maybe a little bit more than that. And all of a sudden I get, yeah, I do have siblings. Anyway, I turn on this, start going down this road, and then I look down and I got terrified because I thought what I saw was an alien by the fence line peeking its head up out. I mean, that's what I saw. And this is the thing. I was in the Marine Corps then. Terrifying. You know what it's like for a combat Marine to have that feeling? I never had that feeling before, except when I saw that. But anyway, I got closer. My heart's beating. I'm starting to sweat again. And it's a Hilux bottle that was cut off, hanging upside down on the top wire. And that was my first instance where I got terrified. This would have been back in 1990. Oh, when was it? 1992? 90 or 93. But I wasn't, anyway. There's lots of things I can cover on this, and that's why when this channel gets bigger, I want to bring in what other people have to say, because I'm not going to say, you're a liar, I don't believe you, because I just think this way. I know there's lots of secrets in this universe and world we have no clue to, and I'm open-minded because I want to learn. Well, anyway, but these drones that are flying around, one thing, when did they start getting called drones? UAPs, or something besides drones. Drones the size of a 2-car garage. Yep. Drones that can evade helicopters and just black out, like they say. What the hell does that mean? Drones that you don't know where they come from or where they're going. They can see just whatever. And they're going on this, and I know the government's letting this theory run about the nuclear sniffers. I've been in the military, okay? You get specific, if you got something to do a job, every service may have a little different type of system, but you're not going to have as many different systems as you got flying around there now, okay? That would be crazy insane. I mean, you think we pay high enough taxes now? Let's run our military like that, okay? Instead of having the number of fighters we do, let's have 100 times more different types. Yeah, you want to give more money to the military industrial complex? Just go that. Okay, this is why. Whatever. We'll find out eventually. And then Donald Trump comes and says that he won't go. Where's his Westminster golf course in New Jersey? Because he don't feel safe? What about the people there? Is this just another way they're trying to screw everything completely up? I don't know where these things are coming from, but I know the government can't do nothing about it. If they're allowing them to fly over sensitive areas like Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, remember that was part of the Roswell whole deal. That's where they said the bodies went to, wasn't it? I do believe so. But anyway, Kara, have you seen anything yet in the sky? I haven't seen nothing in the sky yet except the moon really being weird. I tell you what, that short I made of Led Zeppelin Stairway to Heaven with the moon last night. Yeah, I was coming back from town. I'm like, look, that was reflection off the lake and stuff. I said, that is just too cool. And the thing is, I'm leaving town, right, 35 miles away. And the way it was coming up, it looked like there was a fire out in the prairie. I'm like, what is going on here? And the closer I got, yeah, I tell you what, you get some video, send it to me. Okay. But I like to say, I think that pretty soon they've been, I'm talking about an alien invasion. Is it actually happening? I don't know, but it's spreading. Could this be terror group? The drones don't match, okay? This is the thing. You can sit there and say they're drones. Where do we have drones that can just disappear? And then I guess that one, they went to the crash site and there was nothing there. Whatever. Night vision goggles. I don't know, as Impeach, I haven't, I guess next time I talk to Impeach, I'll find out if he's seen anything, but it's crazy times. Just, oh my God, we're talking mass sightings by hundreds of thousands all over the world. Anyway, it's crazy. It's interesting times we're living in. You call me an interesting person. Well, it's interesting times. But I know there's something out there more than us. It's a mathematical impossibility for there not to be life, intelligent life, more intelligent than us on other planets. Okay? The universe is constantly expanding, always getting bigger. It was around for what? 10 billion years before the Earth was formed. Okay? How many civilizations on other planets have come and gone before our planet even existed? Yeah, seeing orbs as well. That reminds me, when they talk about these orbs. Have you ever heard of the Allagash incident? That's something you should look at, because that's all that comes to mind about that. The Allagash incident from 1976. And I tell you what, I've been looking that up, and they used to have a lot on. That's almost like something they're shadow banning now. Before college guys went out to the Allagash wilderness there in Maine, let's just say they had an interesting time. But I just don't understand how the government can't even, they're quick to sit there and say, you don't know what you're seeing. You're flat out lying, or you're just misinterpreting stuff before they're willing to listen to what people have to say. If this was held in a courtroom, a court of law, where you had to bring evidence, there'd be plenty of evidence for our side. What would the other side have for evidence when it comes to extraterrestrials, interdimensional, or Atlantis, wherever? What evidence would they have to support their side that there's nothing there? Anyway. Oh my goodness, I've gone 45 minutes already. Anyway, stick preaching, or not preaching, talking about the conspiracy theories. All of them. Yeah, I know we have a lot that. This is one thing I was thinking too when it comes to aliens. You know how all the universe is made up of the same minerals? Okay. What's one mineral on one planet is the same mineral on another planet. It's just the alloys that are made are different. Okay, more advanced alloys. And that got me thinking about, would that also go in with uh, a bean's, features? Is that a basic thing too? The way a bean looks, having 2 legs, 2 arms. I'm talking a simian being like human beings, two legs, 2 arms, facial features and stuff like that. You know, humanoid type of thing, or I guess whatever. But is the body style, is that kind of a standard thing? You know, but think about it. They're walking with us. What do you think they're thinking when they walk by this guy who thinks he's a girl? Maybe chest feeding a baby with a fake pregnancy. Crazy stuff. I don't know how an intelligent race could even allow that corruption into their society. Them coming to us would corrupt our society completely. The people in charge, whoo, they're like taking advantage of us with the technology they have. They don't need help. I just don't think an intelligent race would do it. But, I'm also thinking, are we just an experiment? Is the earth just an experiment? Human beings were, I'm going against my religious beliefs here because I do believe in God. And I do believe you can believe in God and aliens. It just makes God more powerful. He's king of the universe, right? And that means all souls in the universe. Okay? Just makes him greater. Believing in aliens or extraterrestrial life doesn't take away from your belief in God. It just makes God greater. Anyway, that's enough of my religious stuff, okay? But yeah, I never saw that movie, They Live. I think I need to watch that movie. But yeah, that's what you do. If these are alien ships here, they have had recon already on this planet. They have taken us and abducted us and tried to figure out our weaknesses and our strengths, okay? It's no different than what we do. And remember, we're the lower intelligence level. We're like animals to them. And that's the thing. If we're an experiment that's being like a petri dish, seeing how it all evolves, it's crazy. It's crazy. Could that be the truth they're trying to hide? We're the Truman Show, buddy. Anyway, Carol, I'm going to get rolling. Saturday, I'll see you. I can't wait for my next live. I'm so happy to talk to you again. So happy you were here. Okay, they're not going to shut me up. I'm just going to have to use new tactics. And hopefully with this type of platform, I can. But I tell you what, my other channel was really starting to grow. And they cut her in half. Whatever. See, this is conspiracy theory. Shut people up. How many conspiracy theories did Alex Jones come up with that turned out to be true? Okay? We're not allowed to know the truth. We're not allowed. Yeah, that's one thing, Carol. When we went to school, the teacher pounded the truth into our head. Not stuff that they wanted us to hear, stuff that we needed to hear. And now they expect us older people just to change our ways. They don't like the way we are. I'm so sick of this younger generation. A lot of them. Not. When did you start disrespecting your elders? We never did that. We still don't do that. Even at our age, we don't disrespect our elders. Now it's like a rite of passage. Anyway, but those are the little pricks that are going to get caught with their pants down and be whining at your door. Please save me. Not happening. One thing about my prepping since I'm moving, that ain't, obviously I'm not going to be in my bug out location, but my farm is my bug out location too. I don't have close neighbors and stuff, and I'll be taking more video of that. But, all I know is when I lived out there last time, and like I say, I'm a county, the next county over is where the missile silos are, but I could sit in my grove and just watch UFO activity at night. Lights come shining up from the ground, lights shining down from the sky, orbs. I mean, just crazy stuff. But anyway, what they're seeing there what they're seeing on the East Coast now, back when I lived on my farm, that I could go outside and see that every single night. I got a guy who works at the post office out of the Air Force, works security for nuclear weapons there. Oh yeah. But see, you when you have a top secret clearance, you just don't talk much. Okay. You're not like Hillary Clinton and can have an illegal server in your basement to fry your ass. Anyway, but that's all Hidden Truths has for tonight. Oh, Carol, one thing to ask you. What do you think of my new thumbnail and stuff? That's mine. That's a close up of me. Anyway, it's a lot easier starting a channel off once you did another channel for a year and a half. Anyway, but I want everybody to have a great night. They will have an awesome week. Carol, you stay safe out there on the East Coast. And, like I say, if you get some Carol, I need to send you, I got your email. I really need to send you my phone number. The thing is, I got a landline and a cell phone, but the cell phone don't come in and the landline. Anyway, I'll explain it to you in the email. But I want to, just in case that ever happens again. So, like I say, leaving people that watch you all the time hanging, not knowing what happened to you, that isn't cool. But those people are so caring about everything, right? Thanks, Carol. And I'll tell you what, if I start seeing them out here, there's a big sky out here and there's not a lot in the way to interrupt it. So, I've been watching too. So, anyway, I'll talk to everybody later, and everybody have a great night. See you later, Carol.